unprecedented, extraordinary drama seen in the top court today. What we saw in Court 1 in that dome behind me is extremely shocking, because we saw the Chief Justice of India today come out and give an order. Let's tell our viewers what's been happening in the past 24 hours in the top court. There are two courts that I'll talk about here. One is Court 1, one is Court 2. Court 2 yesterday heard a case that was pertaining to corruption charges. There was a nexus that was spoken about between Hawala operators, a retired High Court judge, and higher judiciary. In that case, there are two PILs that have been filed by Prashant Bhushan and Kamini Jaiswal. Due to some legality, that case was put before Court 2. Court 2 passed an order yesterday itself and said that that case will be placed before a constitution bench. There was a lot of drama that happened. Extraordinary events yesterday happened where that case was put for Monday. Today, to further that drama, that case came up. Another case with similar facts came up in Court 6. I know the viewers might be wondering what's happening, but a similar cause of action case came up in Court 6. Court 6 said we will tag that case and both the cases will come up on Monday. We legal journalists were going about taking our reactions, and suddenly we heard the Chief Justice's court, Court 1, has immediately asked the lawyers to come to it and has constituted a 7-judge bench, and that's what we broke. A 7-judge bench has been constituted. We also have the order copy with us. Later, it was made a 5-judge bench. So a 5-judge bench was constituted by the Chief Justice of India, and a 5-judge bench had a 1.5-hour hearing on this case. Now, keeping aside the corruption case, it's never ever happened. It's unprecedented in the hearings that a Supreme Court has ever had such twists and turns in a case. What happened today then after that is the Chief Justice of India, extremely angry with the lawyers Prashant Bhushan and Kamini Jaiswal, has said, why didn't you first come with the case to me? I am the only person as the Chief Justice of India, as the master roaster, who can give out the cases. Why did you go to Court 1, Court 2, Court 6? You should have come right to me. They tried to speak up. There were other lawyers who accused Prashant Bhushan of forum shopping. For the first time ever, we saw Prashant Bhushan walk out of court. He walked out of court. There was a contempt of court murmur that was going on from the other side. Gaurav Bhatia, one of the Supreme Court Bar Association heads and lawyers, spoke up. He wanted contempt of court to be issued right there. The Chief Justice of India was extremely livid in this case. There's a CBI FIR that's also been filed where a former judge of the High Court has been mentioned. So keeping aside the technicalities, Sakal, what we witnessed in the top court today has been unprecedented. Finally, what the top court has done is they've passed an order today. That order is simply saying that the Chief Justice of India, as is the principal, is the master of the roster, which clearly means that any case that comes to the top court has to be assigned only by the Chief Justice of India. It cannot automatically go to Court 2 or Court 3 or Court 4, which is what Mr. Bhushan's plea had actually done. Keeping that in mind, probably the hearing that had to happen on Monday before a constitution bench could be null and void because of this order that has been unprecedented, extraordinary, dramatic, call it what you may. It's caused ripples in the highest court of the country and has been passed today in the top court.
But Rhythm, let's talk a bit more about it. High voltage drama, particularly the stance taken by senior lawyer Prashant Bhushan. What really compelled him to actually stage a walkout of the courtroom? What triggered that aggression in him?
Well, he walked out of the courtroom because, yes, Sakal, there was this drama when we walked inside at 3 o'clock after having broken the news that there is a 5-judge bench that's been constituted, and there was an angry, very angry Chief Justice of India who was speaking in court, speaking to Prashant Bhushan and speaking to the lawyers, and he was talking about how the decorum had been broken. For a long time, we heard lawyers talking about it inside the courtroom. Lawyers were giving out their suggestions about how Prashant Bhushan and his other lawyers had actually broken the kind of how they had gone forum shopping in the case, which meant they should have actually come to the Chief Justice and asked him where the case should have gone. So that seems to be the reason why Gaurav Bhatia and all were given a chance to speak in the Chief Justice's court. But Kamini Jaiswal got up several times and said, give us a chance to speak, which they were not being given. So Prashant Bhushan, angry that he was not being given a chance to speak, even though he tried in that 1 hour that he was sitting in court, patiently rather, to be given a chance to speak, was not given a chance to speak. He just not walked out. He ran out of court angry. There was some murmurs, there was some yelling, and he just rushed out of a court that was still in proceeding. So clearly, not looking into the aspect that he was casting aspersions on the court, really? Prashant Bhushan did just walk out.
Yeah.
I don't think so, because now we'll have to see what happens on Monday. I've been speaking to the lawyers, Kamini, Jaiswal and everybody. So we also need to remember here, Sakal, what the real matter is at the court. At the core of this entire matter is this particular case where there is this CBI FIR. The FIR exposes a corruption racket where they say there's a Hawala operator. There is this private medical school that has been benefited because of the links between a retired High Court judge who was arrested in this case, between a Hawala operator and the higher judiciary. When this PIL was filed in the top court and Court 2 started hearing it today, there was a lot of twists and turns that were seen. The court heard the matter, Court 2 I'm talking about, that's right behind me, the dome, and on the right side of the dome is Court 2, that's Justice Chelameshwar's court. Justice Chelameshwar started hearing it. He put it for 12:45. The moment he put it for 12:45, Court 1, that is the Chief Justice of India's court, when it came to know about it, it was hearing a 5-judge bench matter. That matter was adjourned abruptly. Why that abrupt adjournment happened, nobody knows. 12:45, this matter started. In a mentioning matter, Justice Chelameshwar immediately took the call of directing this matter to be put for a constitution bench. Even that is unheard of. Why Justice Chelameshwar put this matter for the 5-judge bench is also unheard of. It's unprecedented, Sakal, as we're saying, and the higher court, the corridors of the highest court of the country are abuzz with this kind of controversy that's broken out in the top court.